Welcome in. I am truly excited to dive in today. I feel like the biggest message that I want to deliver today is what compassion is and what that looks like. Compassion is recognizing your own internal pain, because by recognizing that, you can then connect and understand what other people are experiencing. And at first, when you first start connecting to that, it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. And the journey to finding self-compassion can be kind of a long journey, because at first, we don't have the courage for some reason to ask for help or to like I met a woman today, and the only thing she wanted to do was to avoid the negative and just skip over that and talk about the positive. And I thought, gosh, that's the first sign of suppression, is somebody always sort of micromanaging their words. And the only reason why you would have to micromanage your words is because you're in pain and you want to communicate that, and you want to expose that, and you want to share it, and you want just somebody to listen to it. But there isn't always a safe place to do that, because I have found in my journey that if I am feeling that negative frequency and I want to tell somebody, the main thing that I got was more negativity. And I just couldn't. I didn't want more negativity. I just wanted to acknowledge how I was feeling without opinion, without judgment. I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me. I didn't want anybody to feel my pain. What I wanted was a safe space to expose what was really happening in here. Because once you address that and you release it and you let it go, you can finally start thinking about something else, your future, what you're going to do for the day. You're not thinking about survival anymore. But the path to compassion starts with you having compassion for yourself. And so I did pull a few cards here. I pulled Moon Sextile Neptune. This is grounding yourself in reality. We spend a lot of time in this fantasy world and all of the stories that have accumulated up to whatever age you're at, right? And we've been drilled and influenced. And I was watching this one movie, and this kid goes, he trusted this guy. This guy was always telling him the truth. And then there was some point where he found that it was an old man and a young boy. And he found the old man saying something that just didn't seem right. It was love that he was trying to give the boy. And the boy was like, please just tell me if you're telling the truth, because nobody's ever done that before. It's like a child that has had his whole life sugar-coated, and nobody's ever told him really what's going on. He's just sort of been pushed and shoved and put into whatever position and that worked well for them. And so that is kind of like a child, where our lives are revolving around a system that has already been created for you. All that system is supposed to be is a nice support system, keeping you safe so that you can grow. But if you're having to carry the burdens, if you can't see what is real and what is not real, if nobody's telling you the truth, you don't ever really tap into your inner abilities to navigate your own system, because you're just trying to figure out what everybody's doing, but nobody knows what they're doing. And I can't know you until you know yourself. I can only know what you're willing to see. As a psychic medium, I can definitely go behind the veil and I can, you know, as a priestess, I can reveal what has been hidden, but you have to give permission for that energetically. You don't have to tell me, hey, I want you. You can tell me that, but what is the real authentic currency is when you energetically give somebody permission to enter. And then, right, and we mainly want to do this in partnerships. That's usually the most important place to do it. But self-forgiveness. There were things that I gave into, or I stepped outside my own value system just to let somebody feel more important, or just to please somebody like my mom or my dad or my siblings or my coworkers. Everybody in my life was more important than me. I could get up the next day and show up for you and everything that you needed, but I couldn't do it for myself. If I had a schedule and I had somebody to show up for, that was easy. But I couldn't do it for myself. I couldn't show up. I couldn't eat right. I couldn't take care of myself. I wasn't making my bed. I didn't have any compassion for my own life. And so I started asking myself, where is that pain hiding? Where can I connect to my intimate self? Where can I start burning that flame? And that's when everything started to reveal itself. It started to unfold. It wasn't easy confronting the truth. I wasn't a good person in every aspect of my life. I was in survival in every aspect of my life. And I was taught to give to get. Just give so you can get. That's a natural, organic flow of the universe. You're always going to get what you give. That's never going to be, everything you've given, you will get back. But it's giving the universe, your source, your creator, it's giving it permission, allowing it to come in, not trying to do everything yourself, asking for support, praying in gratitude for everything that you've experienced. I was watching Avatar, the last Airbender, and the king said, Avatar was asking about how to move Earth, and he said, you have to feel everything to feel nothing, to feel everything again. And that just, I was like, yes, I had to allow myself to feel everything. But in that feeling of everything, that was the alchemization process. That was activating I was tapping into my psychic senses. I was feeling everything. I was feeling people's pain. I was feeling my own pain. I was feeling how my words were affecting people and triggering their pain. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't say the thing that was mean anymore. Could I deliver compassionate authority? Yes, because my compassionate authority was hearing somebody say something that was less value than what their life was. And I couldn't let them do it. I wouldn't feed that anymore. I would filter that out immediately. Why would you talk that way about yourself? You wouldn't want anybody to say that about you. Finding your own inner compassion is what activates the love in your life. I have compassion and honor and authority. Those are three things that I cultivated. Compassion for myself, honor in every single life that I come into contact with. Everybody that's here watching this video, I am here. I'm not looking to the past. I'm not looking to the future. I'm right here, right now, in this moment, delivering a message that is profoundly coming through. I've spent all morning speaking with different individuals about compassion. And I think it's only 11 o'clock here, 11 a.m. And so I'm like, okay, I know exactly what message needs to be delivered. The planets are aligning in this way. A lot of nostalgia has come in, compassion for the journey, review of gratitude and what you or I have gone through. So compassion is a whole journey, and I realized very quickly that I lacked compassion. Right? Well, I can take it. Why can't you? What, you feel down? Get up, like that's suppression. That's suppression. That's not acknowledgement. That's not, hey, I love you, I care about you, and I'm here for you, right? Somebody gets hurt or somebody doesn't feel good. We want to just be like open. I don't feel sorry for you. I will never do that. That's not compassion. I will never do that. And I will never do something for you I know you can do for yourself. But I will be your ambition for a moment. I will be your inspiration for a moment. I will elevate you. I will be honored and excited to guide you into a higher vibrational frequency. I will send you spark notes of beautiful music and small phrases like to look out for miracles. I will uplift you in all that you do, but I will not dwell in your dwelling place. That's not compassion. Compassion is knowing that in pain is where we alchemize our glory. So we all have to experience it. It's the only way to get to the divinity. It's the only way to get to the glory is to experience that pain. I always go back to the Christ story, the amount of pain that was penetrated in that moment. And the last words was, Father, they know not what they do. We don't necessarily see in our pain. I know people that have come and had Reiki sessions that have been experiencing pain their entire life. And in one session, one experience, one profound life experience, they are cured, they are healed. And if they're not, we've ignited the healing journey. The stagnation is over. Movement is now happening. They're stepping free of the paradox because they finally entered a space where it felt safe, where they felt seen. And any of you that hasn't experienced Reiki, it is the most powerful modality because it requires effortlessness. It requires presence, and that's it. Just to have somebody see you. That's what a facilitator is. Somebody that comes in unconditionally with boundless, limitless energy because they have walked the compassionate journey for themselves. And now that they've made it to the other side, they hold that space. They hold that container. Their T's are crossed. Their I's are dotted. They've walked the sacred fires. They understand how difficult, like they talk about World War III, but that's happening inside of us. It's learning how to be the house in the middle of the storm. And every place that you are is just a small part of your story. It's not, at this time too will pass. It's like if you're not feeling well and your body is trying to alchemize, it wants to rest. The only time we don't feel well is when we don't take time to rest. If you intentionally, consciously take time to rest, you'll never get sick again your whole life. But what do? We have to go to work. We have to make money. We have to, right? It's redefining that experience, moving at a regulated place. You can do all of that, but just do it with regulation. Do it with gratitude. Eventually, everything that you're doing will dissolve, and the things you really want to do will start to appear. I like to say it's that simple. It's all about just a shift in your mindset and your perception. And what makes that easy is you can do that by the words that you're speaking, by the thoughts that you're having. Kitty cat is making some noise. So really think about how important your words are. They show you everything. If you listen long enough to a man talk, he will tell you everything about him. He will reveal everything about him if you just sit and listen. And in that revelation, he will see himself because you didn't intrude or get involved or try to solve or, right? He's got it. We all have it. We all have our own inner navigational system. We're all tapping into our psychic gifts. We're all tuned in and turned on. It's just a matter of seeing what's in you and not what's outside of you. Like Avatar, one thing I was like, he was looking for an earthbender because that was an element that he needed to cultivate. And I just thought, you are the avatar. You are the master of the universe. You do not need a human to show you how to earthbend. So that was sort of a glitch in the avatar for me. I was like, no, he's not a master. A master doesn't need to be taught. Just like who's Katara, she was a master. She was learning to waterbend on her own. And by the time she got to the waterbenders, she didn't need any more from them. She was teaching them how to waterbend. That's a master. Somebody that can walk through the spirit realm and receive the guidance and mentorship that is needed through that realm. And then, and there is where you find compassion, self-forgiveness. And now that you have these profound gifts, it's where do I share? Where do I put these? Where do I, right? Page of Pentacles. How do I step into maturation? Right? The page is before the knight, the queen, and the king. And she's got her backpack on. She's ready for the journey. She's given the energy permission to reveal things to her. She's getting ready to walk into the forest. And this might be you getting ready to walk through this journey. Right? Look at that. So here's the pentacle, and then Spirit's like, here's a close-up view of it. The Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. Look at that. All right. And what is that? Pentacles. Pentacles is prosperity, abundance, gold, support. Like the universe is like, here, take it. And you're like, okay, so I've got it in my hands. What do I do with it? Right. But you can't just like, you've been staring at it so long and the universe is like, here, can you see it now? Oh my gosh. Spirit is saying the sun is shining on you, and the most important thing that you can do for yourself is build this beautiful compassion, right? You got the sun. That's where you're at. You're building compassion for yourself, and you do that through exposing the pain and loving every single ounce of it. And loving the catalyst. I know it's difficult, but it's loving the catalyst that, penetrated you with that pain. So many different ways that you could have received that pain through your mom, through your dad, through your siblings, through your coworkers, through partnership. You got to realize that anybody giving pain is in pain, and they just can't see, they can't hear. It doesn't make it okay. Doesn't ever make it okay. It will never happen again, right? Now that you're conscious, aware, and advocating for your self-proclamation, building compassion for yourself. But we do what we do because that is what we know how to do. And if we don't know how to do it better and we're not listening to our inner guidance system and there's lots of glitches in the matrix, then we're not navigating the world the way that we would if we were at a high frequency and feeling supported, feeling seen, feeling heard. And so for my journey, that was the value system. I want to see them, I want to hear them, and I don't want to miss anything. When I come into contact with any individual, I am 100% present. There isn't anywhere I would rather be, because this is exactly where I asked to be, and I'm going to be here, regardless of whether it's comfortable or not. And if it is uncomfortable, I'm going to ask what is uncomfortable about it. And if it's something I don't want to do anymore, then I'm just never going to do it again. I won't attract it anymore, because I have compassion for me. And I know what I want to bring in: joy, love, limitless, boundless love. It's all love. Everything is love. Even the pain that somebody is causing you is doing it because they just want to be loved, and they weren't taught how to love in a healthy way. So remember, the more love you give, no matter what, the more forgiveness you give, no matter what, right? I forgive you because I wish to be forgiven. I give what I want to receive in that way, reciprocity. So this is a beautiful reading. It's full of compassion. You are on this beautiful new journey. Spirit is like, see, I mean, in your face. You are this beautiful shining sun, and this little girl, your inner child, on this horse riding into the sunset. You're on your way to glory. Even if for some reason it doesn't look that way, stay the course. You're tapping into your psychic gifts. You're grounding yourself in reality. You're experiencing forgiveness for yourself and structure to connect to your intimate self. And the King of Wands is your ancestral gifts, and you are ready to cultivate those here and now. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bobby, psychic medium, Reiki practitioner, and twin flame facilitator. I'm also the mother of 4 sons, 4 amazing sons. And if you want to work with me, my link is in my bio. I love you guys.